There are over 600 skins in Brawl Stars, and today we'll rank every single rare skin in the game from worst to best. Starting with the worst of the worst, literally the bottom of the barrel. It cannot get worse than this, and I think this spot is deserving for every single one of these soccer and football skins. There are 13 in total, and we're introduced to celebrate the Masters League season or something. They're weird and lame, and I don't like soccer. Okay, now moving on to the real skins. Axel Willow is definitely the worst skin in Brawl Stars. Willow's base model is miles better than this. Aesthetically speaking, this just is not a well-designed skin and barely conveys the idea of the skin as an axolotl. GT Max takes a close 49th place. She's definitely a lot more solid than Axel Willow, but what makes her so bad is its lack of diversity. It's just Max, but with slightly different colors that make her look incredibly worse. It's super basic and not worth it at all. Similar to GT Max, Constructor Jackie is way too boring to be worth your bling. The color palette is better, but it's nothing crazy. It's not creative, nor is it interesting. Kaiju Buzz may be a controversial take. Generally speaking, he could be placed in the late 20s to 30s, but what makes him so awful is the Kaiju name. If you didn't know, the Kaiju robot was the boss in Super City Rampage and was the worst mode ever made by far. This skin gives me PTSD, so it places here. Pink Piper is literally just Piper, but Princess Peachified. I like Pink, but this is just lazy. Colt has many skins, but Outlaw feels like a downgraded version of base Colt. He's got a boring outfit, a dull color palette, and overall just doesn't feel any better. Elf Angelo. I did not think it could get worse than base Angelo. Already, he looks like a complete mess and a scatter of elements, but Elf Angelo just takes that and slaps on a worse coat of paint. I'm not a fan in the slightest. Mean Girl Ems was actually remodeled from College Ems, which definitely bumped her up a few spots. Her model is fun with the horns, but I don't get the mean girl persona it's trying to convey. Foot Bonnie is not bad. If you like soccer, then this is a pretty solid skin, but if you don't, then it's not good. Classic Shelly. If it's all you have, then that's fine, but definitely not as good as literally any other Shelly skin. Bandita Shelly is just a classic skin. Her design is incredibly solid, but since she's free for everyone on their first day, it kinda tampers with its cool factor. I can't see myself putting this below the 40s. Panda Nita. Bruce as a panda is cool, but it's really just nothing special. He just turns into a panda. Rockstar Colt. I love the Elvis Presley reference, but just like Outlaw Colt, it's not great. We're now moving on to skins that might be worth your gems or bling if you really like the brawler, like MC Mandy. This is definitely an improvement from her base model, but it's just meh. The colors are a bit odd and it's just a big whatever skin. Blackbird Edgar is a serious improvement to his base model. His color scheme is a bit different and fun, but something about him feels kind of freaky. I get it's a Nightwing reference or whatever, but I'm not a big fan. Warrior Bo has a really cool design. He's all tatted up, he has vibrant colors, but he still feels too similar to base Bo for me. Vintage Pearl could have been Pearl's base skin and I would not even care. I think the colors are fun and vibrant and it makes her feel fresh and out of the oven. Solid rare skin in my opinion. Patrol RT is an op. Superstar Stu. This skin really isn't too different from base Stu. He gets some America colors, but nothing really stands out with him. The only thing that he really has going for him is how he matches to his theme pretty well. Agent P. For some reason, people really love Agent P, but I don't see it. Sure, he has some custom porters, but it's incredibly basic. It's a slight improvement to his model, but that's all. Sif Melody. As of writing this skin has not been released yet, but it looks pretty solid. Usually when skins make brawlers blonde, they look pretty terrible, but I think Sif Melody looks alright. I get like these RPG medieval vibes from it. Runaway Gray. This is one of the few skins on this list that really excels at what they're trying to achieve. He's clearly a prisoner, and since he moves with portals, he's a runaway. It's not my favorite looking skin, but its concept is pretty great. Now we're moving on to these skins which are definitely worth your bling or gems. If you want a rare skin, then these are the ones you should grab. Amazing Charlie. This is a good skin. She has a really standout design, it's unique, and I love Iron Man, so this is a great skin. Squeaky Notes. I might be a bit biased because this is a relatively new skin, but I really love this skin. It makes Squeak look so goofy. He's just a little blob. I love it. Inferno Chuck looks so cool. He's super menacing, and that's exactly what he needs, but I think his Ghostly Pale skin is a little bit odd. Retro Nani is probably my least favorite skin in the game, but after consulting others, they said it was a really good skin, which I don't really see, but I'll put it like right in the middle. It has a unique peep, but I cannot stand this little shit. Mass Spike is the definition of good value for the price. You get essentially 8 bad skins in one, which makes it pretty okay. In game, he looks normal though, so it's kind of whatever. Poison Cap Cordelius. This is like the budget Spore Mine Cordelius. He gets a really cool model, but I think the purple suits him way better. If this skin got the same effects as El Atomico, I think he would be at the top of the list. Draco Doug. I think this skin makes Doug feel a whole lot more menacing. He's got wings, eyes, and he's purple. What more could you want? Tech Maisie. I really like Tech Maisie. Her color colors beautifully work together. It really screams tech and danger. Sleepy Sandy is not the best. It's essentially just a recolor of Sandy, but he has something that no one else does. Spike slippers. Supercell, please send me a pair. Shark Tank Hank is kinda like Draco Doug, except way cooler since he's Hank. The drawn on mouth is a really fun touch, and paired with the other beat up marks on his tank, I really like this skin. Billy the Kit just hits different, man. Instead of the bright white of his original fur, the purples and blues are a nice change of pace. Unlike a similar skin like Outlaw Colt, the contrasting yellow really pulls the whole thing together. 8-Bit Classic. As someone who loves early Nintendo systems, 8-Bit Classic is a really cool skin. It's nothing special, but it's a really neat nod. Ladybug Bee is a must-have skin for bee lovers. It really just makes sense that she's a ladybug. I like her cute backpack, her hat, and it's just a good skin. Tropical Sprout. This is just the base Sprout at this point. He's so chill, literally the biggest vibe in the game. Unicorn Bonnie. I love Unicorn Bonnie. It really matches her personality and reminds me of the annoying little girl from Despicable Me. I'm also a sucker for pastel colors. This is a really cool skin. Dark Chester has a really sick design. It's like Blackbird Edgar, but actually really cool. Instead of looking mischievous, he's evil, and what's more there to say? Macaron Miko is so funny. He's this little French dude with a beret and a mustache and a striped shirt and a baguette. He's so stereotypical, and I love it. Larry and Lori controllers. An unnecessarily long name, but they're super cool. Not only are they Joy-Cons, but you essentially get 2 skins in one. I'm a big fan. I just wish the colors were switched so it matches their personalities a bit better. Golden Barley is my favorite skin to flex on people with. When my friends pull up with a true gold skin, I pull up with my Golden Barley. They never know the difference. Definitely not. He also has a custom attack texture, which is pretty cool. Doll Jessie is a bit scary, but super cute, especially Shocky. Sam the Teddy. Now this skin is pretty ugly, I'm not gonna lie, but compared to many other skins on this list, he could be seen as a super rare. It really changes how Sam looks, and despite not having any extra effects, I think this spot is deserving for the sheer difference in his model. Leon the Stray is super solid. He becomes a cat, and cats are cool. It's also just a really pleasing design. Zombrock is a classic skin. It makes him look so cool and a menace on the field. GeForce Janet, definitely one of my favorite skins of all time. For only 29 gems, she gets a super sick fit. Her colors work incredibly well together, and she actually feels like a normal person. It's sick as hell. Boy Scout Gus feels like a completely new brawler. I love how the balloon turns red, and again, he feels so normal, which you almost never see in skins these days. Bubblegum BB. Compared to her base model, this is so different. She has these bright blues and pinks, which look great, but her bat becomes a giant lollipop, and it really revamps everything about her in a fun way, which I love. Goblin Carl. I don't know why I love this skin so much, but he's just so goofy. Bro is literally a goblin. The minecart mouth is a nice touch as well. And finally, number 1, the best rare skin in Brawl Stars in my opinion is Stara. It's pretty much just base Tara, but she has constellations all around her which flash and shine. This is the only rare skin which has these moving animations, so that's why I think it's deserving of the best rare skin.